How you doing? I'm Big D. Thanks for stopping in. I've had a few requests to actually do some shows. I'm doing a lot of the AI. They're asking to do more shows, so it's a more of a personal aspect of it. Well, the only reason I started doing the AI is because I can get more information out there to you and help you learn about some things that I've been wanting to do for a long time. That's why I started the show. I didn't think anybody wanted my face for radio um, on your TV screen, but I've been asked for more of a personal touch. Some people have said that they like my tone of my voice, how I come across. So this is a topic that comes up and it has been asked, and I'd like to share that with you, and that's about pennies. Maybe you've already heard pennies have been costing more and more. It's been costing our government millions of dollars. Well, on November 12th, 2025, the government stopped minting pennies. If you didn't know that, which I'm thinking you already do, but there are some things that you might not know. And that's what I want you to stick around for. And that's what I like to tell. I like to tell some information about things that you might not know, and maybe you might want to start collecting pennies. Okay, let's start with some of the things that I do know, and I'm pretty sure you might not. Now, the U.S. government, obviously, we know this, stopped producing new pennies for general circulation in November 12th, 2025, because the cost was nearly 4 cents a penny. That's just nonsense, especially when 90% of that is not copper, anyways. So I think there's a little funny business going on behind the scenes. I don't know if you're into believing in any of that. I believe there was. No guarantees. I'm just saying it just doesn't seem right. Doesn't set too well with me. Resulting in significant taxpayer loss. You and I are paying for it. Now, pre 1982 pennies have a metal value exceeding their face value. Melting them down is illegal, so please don't do that. One, they're not 100% copper. There's not many pennies have ever been 100% copper. Now, when and why penny production stopped? Let's get into a little bit of a background. Yeah, I got some really good information at the very end, so you're going to want to listen. Now, the U.S. Mint ended the production. We already talked about this, but this is after circulating pennies for more than 230 years due to economic and production factors that made it unsustainable. We already talked about that. Now, why? The primary reason was financial inefficiency. Each penny cost the government, obviously, more than the actual penny face value. They're speculating it right around $3 and or 3.69 cents to produce in a fiscal year of 2024. This year, I'm sure it's been even higher. They're resulting in an annual loss of around $85 million to taxpayers. Now, the decision was also influenced by declining cash usage and the fact that many pennies drop out of circulation and are hoarded in homes or lost in your sofas, in your cars, creating a constant demand for new ones. That is very true. Um, I wrote this script and I'm going through it right now. So as we move on, please bear with me. Existing pennies remain legal tender and can still be used for transactions and deposited at the banks. Now, I'm going to tell you about what's going on in my hometown. Central New York, there is a company, it's a store. They're called Price Chopper. They are offering double the face value of your pennies. I don't know why. One, we talked about earlier that you can't melt them down and turn them in for more money. It's illegal. I wonder what they're doing. I have not been able to get some information from anybody. I know a couple people that work at the store, and I was trying to get some details, but no one's talking. Now, some people are telling you do not collect pennies for their scrap value or melting purposes, obviously. But should you collect pennies? There's been millions and millions of people collecting pennies throughout our lives, and I'm sure you probably know some. But those are the ones that are, worth something. Um, Now, there are, however, you might consider collecting pennies for other reasons, such as numismatic value, certain rare pennies, such as the accidental 1943 copper pennies. Most pennies from that year were zinc coated, can be highly valuable to collectors. For most modern pennies, the value is just 1 cent, but they are unlikely to become valuable in your lifetime due to the billions already in circulation. And I'm going to tell you how untrue that is. Let me just get to that level. And like I said, it's going to be towards the end of the show. Now, keepsakes, that's another reason why you could collect pennies. You may want to keep a few pennies for keepsakes and for trade, for marking the historical transition of the U.S. currency. Maybe you find one of the very beginning. Maybe you find one of the very end. Um, Future use, you can continue to spend your pennies and take them to the bank and coin kiosks to exchange them for higher denominations. Like I said, maybe a store near you will give you more than 1 penny. I have a whole bucket of them. I've been collecting them for many years. Now, I don't have any information for you for collectible information or anything like that. But there are some strategies for dealing with the phase out of pennies and cash transactions. What should people do with large collections of pennies? Those are the things that I guess those are per individual. Now, getting to the point of where you can get even more money. And I don't know if this is legal, but if you're able to get your hands on, which I've tried to get a couple of 25 $25 boxes of the new 2025 penny before, I just wanted it as a collector and I thought maybe something would happen. This is back in August, September, when it was first told that we're going to be ending the penny minting process in this country. I mean, there's already other countries that do this. They stopped it a long time ago. I believe Canada was one of them. They no longer have. Um, Certain pennies are worth more than others. Like I said, there are certain pennies, like especially the ones that are minted to this day, very high in zinc. That's but from 82 down could be quite a few years back, 50 years back, that they were about 90% copper, 95% copper. But again, you can't melt them down, so that really doesn't matter. But are there going to be reasons why your pennies could be worth a lot more? I'm going to end with this. If you had a 2025 minted penny, right now I seen an auction 6 rolls. That is $6 worth of pennies of 2025 They were selling for $100 for 6 rolls. Then I saw on eBay multiple auctions going on for over $200 for a box of $25 worth of rolled pennies. Isn't that nuts? I wish I got onto the idea that this could be something before I did, saying somewhere around August. I I went to a bank. Actually, I went to a few. And you know what they told me? Well, the first bank was like, "Oh yeah, no problem." They bring out the couple of boxes I was going to buy, and they go, "Okay, what's the business that you have?" I go, "I don't have a business. I just want the pennies." Oh, well, right now we can't give up pennies unless you own a business. We don't have enough to support the businesses, let alone someone just walking in and wanting a bunch of pennies. I said that doesn't make any sense. That was not right, my opinion. But then again, they have to make sure their companies that they deal with are taken care of first. And they said that they weren't even able to keep up with the demand as that was. So they weren't even if I was a bank, I mean a business, they were considering not selling me two of those $25 boxes of pennies because it was getting that scarce at that time. So if you like what you see, check it out. Check out some of my others. I am uploading different shows periodically. I talk a lot about XRP. I talk a lot about different things going on with silver, foreign currencies. We have a lot of changes happening. I do believe we have a possible downturn in the stock market. Um, is it today? Is it next week? I don't know. But with the bonds being sold off from other countries, the U.S. bonds, it's not looking good. The last time something major happened was around the Depression era. They were selling a lot of bonds down too, and a lot of our countries do not want the bonds when they think that the United States is in a little trouble. So be aware. Go on to the federal website and you can find out Federal Reserve website, and you can do a little research and find out that there's some banks that are in a little trouble. So you might not want to keep all your money in the banks and just keep what you got to pay for bills in there. That's just a thought. Don't run out and think that I know anything about that. But a little thing to consider if you're going to the bank to getting your money out, it's going to take a little process to get your money out. Say if you have $50,000, it's going to take you a couple of weeks to get it out. I'm just saying, not telling you to run out and I don't have a guy in my back pocket telling me that the banks are going to collapse. But we've seen a lot of banks that are struggling. Just a thought. They're going to struggle more and more the more that the silver and gold go up. Look into that as well. So thank you. I do appreciate you stopping in. If you'd rather have face to face with myself, face for radio, or would you rather have some more AI, or a little bit of both like I'm doing right now? To get more information out there, I'm doing both. I'm going to do both just to appease everybody. But getting more information out there, I think that's beneficial. And you really should check out some of these AIs because they do a much better voiceover. They get the word right out. They get out the details that I am trying to get to you. So try to be good. I will try to have more videos coming up, maybe even as soon as tomorrow. I'm working on another script. But if I don't see you, which I'm pretty sure I will, but if I don't, have a nice Thanksgiving. And be safe, and God bless.